We are here today with musician Sam Trump.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
You grew up in Houston and you've been doing music for what seems to have been all your life. How do you come from a music family?
My father, who I didn't grow up with, he played bass, and my mother, who I did grow up with, she sang, and just more like she sang in choir. She wasn't like a singer with a lot of groups and, you know, recording artists. But my father was a recording artist, and so it's, you know, it's in my blood, you know. But I was just fortunate to be a part of an elementary school at a young age that was like all about the fine arts, and so that's what it really exposed me to music.
You've also talked about how your initial music instructors were a part of inspiring who you are today. Can you speak a little bit about that?
The music instructors that I encountered in Texas, in all parts of Texas, you know, through competitions and festivals, it's just like a strong care for students in music, and so they've become all the people that I've encountered, especially my high school band director and my trumpet instructors throughout high school. You know, they were just like second father figures, second, third, fourth, fifth father figures. You know, and so like that does a lot for a young man who's wanting to listen and wanting to be better, to have all those type of mentors around to really push him in the right direction.
Does that come out in your music with the type of family that you did grow up with?
Yes, I think it's very important to acknowledge where you come from. We all have unique backgrounds, you know, and we must be proud of that. In my last album, my album I released everywhere in January, it's entitled Purple Skies. And the title track, which is the final track on the album, it's called Purple Skies, and it just talks about the inspiration and the love that I've attained over the years through my family, friends, and fans, and also just kind of conveying why I do what I do. And that's pretty much just to give back inspiration that I once received for whoever is out there, you know, trying to figure it out for themselves, trying to figure out what their purpose is. It's about just finding what makes you happy and doing that.
You've been in a lot of music programs since you were young. Was your college degree also a music degree?
I originally came out to Chicago on a full scholarship to play lead trumpet in the jazz band there at Columbia College. And so I'm a lead trumpet player by trade, and my degree was in jazz studies. It's a Bachelor of Arts, concentrated on the trumpet.
I wanted to ask about what you were saying about how you want your music to inspire and how you want to inspire others as the way that you've been inspired. Do you take that as solely through your music, through your words, through your camaraderie with other musicians or with other initiatives? Can you talk more about how you want to aspire, especially now that you're in a new community?
It's just really opened my eyes, you know, being in Houston. I grew up with, you know, predominantly black, white, and Hispanic, and here in Chicago, I kind of was exposed immediately to so many different types of cultures. So yeah, I mean, all of that has kind of played a role. But first, you know, I'm a human, you know, and so like it's all about, you know, humanity, you know, and then I'm a musician, I'm a trumpet player, I'm a black male, you know, I'm part of a community that's marginalized, you know, I'm part of a community that has been dealt a bad hand over the years, you know, and like so yeah, as an artist, I feel like it's my responsibility to talk about the times and bring light to situations, but also, you know, once again inspire people, you know, and make a call for action, or, you know, a call to change, and to make a better place for everyone, you know. Being in Chicago and knowing what Chicago has been through, knowing why, you know, you have bitter people here because of a corrupt system, you know, understanding the effects of you know, food deserts, and understanding the effects of poor schooling and poor support, you know, and understanding the effects of segregation, you know what I'm saying, and all these different neighborhoods, and, you know, you can't cross lines, you can't intermingle, you can't talk and have conversations with other people who aren't like you, you know, like it's a crazy thing to experience, but I experienced a lot of that in a fresh new way once I moved here, because I wasn't too exposed to how prevalent that is here. And so that all goes through my music. You know, the song Brother that I released with the music video, it talks about the Black American plight. It talks about the things that we're going through, but also it talks about kind of just, you know, bringing light to there is a light inside of us that we must allow to shine, that we must use, you know, that we must use to show who we really are, and not what media portrays a lot of our people to be.
I wanted to ask you, the clothes in the music video that people are wearing and all of the different arts and dances and just the vision. And do you have a new project coming for us?
For that video, I just wanted to display an overwhelmingly amount of Black joy. And so, like, all the people in that video is my community. Those are all people in the artist community that I rock with, you know. And so I literally just sent them personal texts. It was like, hey, I'm shooting a music video for this song. It's talking about blackness. You know, I just want you all to come, you know, and, you know, wear African attire or wear something colorful, and we just gonna have a good time. You know, bring some food, but we're gonna be cooking I got a homie barbecuing. Some of my friends brought some artwork to hang in the place. That was in my living room, actually, and backyard. And so I literally invited them over, and we just had a cookout, and, you know, and party. And then shout out to Ad 2. He's the homie who's rapping on it. He's a MC out here in Chicago, born and raised. And yeah, it was really amazing just having his presence on there. And Calvin Valentine produced the song, and Cam B for Cam Movement, he directed the video, and it just came out great. You know, and a lot of people, you know, especially Black people, are just like, yo, thank you for being a voice for us. You know, thank you for speaking out. And that's the reason why I started writing in the first place. It's like I saw music kind of changing. Music was, especially R&B and soul music, it was just so sexual, and it was like, oh, I got this R&B song, and then you like, let me hear it, and then it's like all about sex, and it's like, dang, well, there's so much more you can write about, but what about love? What about this thing that's kind of becoming obsolete because we're not talking about it? You know, it's all about how fly I am, or like how bad I am. You can't touch this, you can't do it like I do it. But how we gonna build up each other, you know what I'm saying? Because we're only as strong as our community is. You know, how can we, you know, tell other people that they're just as fly, or that, you know, tell these youth that they don't need to try so hard to be somebody that they're not. They can just be themselves, you know? And so that's kind of like the whole motive behind it all.
Do you have a message for your peers? Do you have a message for them in this political climate that's also seeming to be in the same sort of uprising of our own re-identification?
On a personal sense, I think that it's very important for people to just look within, you know, and like find the beauty and the love inside, you know, for yourself first. Like, there's no way to look for love, you know, outside of yourself if you don't love yourself and you don't feel completely accepting of who you are and what you have to offer, you know. And as far as what you have to offer, like, that's your purpose. Like, if you're struggling to do what you're doing, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. You know, like, life should be easy. If you're built to do something, meaning that if you have a purpose to do something in particular, then you doing that thing or those things wouldn't be hard. You know, my life isn't hard playing my trumpet and doing shows and teaching and spreading this word, because this is what I'm here to do. Because everybody's not meant to be a singer or a rapper, you know, or a dancer. Everybody's not meant to do it. You know, maybe those people need managers, you know, or booking, or, you know, PR, publicists, if you're all in the arts. Or maybe, you know, we need more Black doctors and lawyers and all of that, you know. So those are all the things that, you know, a lot of those things aren't glorified because that's not where we get accepted, you know. And we find that we kind of have to, like, conform to where the acceptance is. But you got to look within, and you got to say, man, this is who I am, this is who I want to be, this is what I feel makes me the most happy, and this is what I feel like I should be doing, and do that. And then on the communal sense, we got to understand that, yeah, while we're, you know, comfortable with being ourselves, we got to understand that we each have an effect on others around us, you know. And so like you can't just unapologetically be yourself and harm others, you know, or hurt others, you know. But it's very important to know that you're within a community and you have to build up your community because you're only as strong as those around you. You know, it's not about pushing other people down and saying I'm top dog, you know what I'm saying? It's about saying we are better together, we are dope, you know what I'm saying? We can coexist, you know, and that's the whole message.
Right here. This is your inspiration. This is your advice. Take that as life advice.